Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a healing arts astrologer, and I'm here to give you the full moon eclipse in Taurus. So it's happening on October 28th, closing this eclipse portal that had opened on October 14th for the new moon eclipse in Libra. So what do these two have in common? Well, they both rule Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and the things that we love and like, right? And usually that's connection, love, and also money and work and abundance, right? And I think it's not the love of money that we love, it's the love of the things that we could buy with money, which is freedom and luxury, right? So I did the little moons on the background because I thought it was a nice little background. And I have my Halloween earring, which is a coffin with the moons. And it kind of represents the opposite sign of Taurus is Scorpio. And Scorpio and Taurus are both fixed signs. So they kind of, well, they don't like change. That's one. And so we want to find stability through the crazy changes that are happening, right? Because eclipses are change. So with that being said, it could be hard on some of the Taurus energy or where Taurus is in your chart. So you can just look at where Taurus is in your chart, and most likely that's an area that is really uncomfortable for you to experience any sudden shifts or changes, which is happening for this eclipse. And it's going to be at 5 degrees of Taurus. So you want to look in your chart. Now, 5 degrees Taurus is conjunct Jupiter retrograde. And Jupiter started to retrograde in September of this year, and it will go direct on New Year's Eve. So look at where Sagittarius is in your chart, what house that's ruling, and most likely you've been reconsidering this area of your life, and you're about to push things forward. Now, this eclipse is going to, well, it's the truth bringer, the light bringer, the builder of a function of a revolution. It's the fourth ray. This is esoteric astrology, and it's about revealing the right relationships, right? So a lot of endings in relationships, and it's literally making way for the relationships that are the right relationships for us. And it's the right relationships at this time. It's about simplicity and efficiency, art. Okay, so the ruler is Venus, and the esoteric ruler is Vulcan, which is live long and prosper. Okay, that's like a Trekkie thing. And it is the blacksmith of the gods in the orbit of Mercury. It's esoteric, so it's not physical. But that's a little of that. Now, the energy of Taurus is earthy and it's stable. It is the luxuries of life, like eating. I love popcorn. It's like drinking. Fine wines are really nice. Teas. Okay. Taurus is about the 5 senses. It's about enjoying the physical experience. And hold on. Finding a balance between our feelings and what you could practically do about life. So Taurus does not like change, but eclipses elicit big changes in our lives. So surprising shifts might happen in relationships, values, self-worth, and careers. So trust your own intuition and your decisions. This is the energy of cultivating self-reliance and enjoying the simple, tangible, stable things, right? So if things have not been stable in relationships or in your job or in your home, we are making changes to create more stability. So understanding that our possessions are just that, they're objects, and they should not be used to define your self-value or your self-worth. Now, the North Node moved into Taurus January 8th of 2022. And it moved out July of 2023. But because there is oscillation in the nodes, we actually have this random and last eclipse in Taurus. Now, the Taurus Scorpio nodes were 2 years ago. Okay, so the first eclipse in Taurus was November 19th of 2021. And that was the first eclipse in the Taurus Scorpio series, which sets the stage for the 18-month cycle. And that occurred at 27 degrees of Taurus. That was the beginning of this ending. Okay? So, what may have been shifts that we should have taken or was in the works in 2021 is now coming to a close. So all the eclipses, all the changes, meaning all the changes in your life that you experienced from January 2022 to October of I'd say July of 2023, this moon is saying, hey, look, we know you don't like change, Taurus energy. You should have been done in July this summer, but you came back because people are dragging their feet and it's time to close the chapter that we've been trying to close since July or August or September, right, of this year. Now, 2022, I want you to get a pen and a paper out, and I'm going to tell you the eclipses that we experienced. Partial solar eclipse on April 30th of 2022. Okay. And that was at 10 degrees of Taurus. Then we had a lunar eclipse in November, on November 8th of 2022. And that was at 16 degrees of Taurus. A total lunar eclipse. So that eclipse that was on the 28th, on the 8th of 2022 was a part of a set of 7 eclipses that took place in Taurus and Scorpio axis since November 2021 through October of 2023. So there has been a lot of action in the last 2 years, and this is the wrap up. Okay. So since those dates, what have you been learning about your value, your self-worth, your self-reliance, the things that you hide from people, and how your finances and your relationships reflect your value? So there was things that have happened in both November of 2021 and November of 2022 that had challenged us. They pushed us and awakened us to our value, our limits, and how goddamn strong and resilient that we really are. And we've been through some really hard stuff. And we're, and we're still here. So it says a lot, right? We're being asked to allow the things that have happened to be released and learned from. And what has really shaped us into today. Now, this full moon can bring up intense feelings about our stability. And it could be financially, it could be in our relationships, and also our self-worth. So what do you do for yourself financially? And what do other people do for you? Or what do you do for others? So this is a time when you're looking at your income and debts. We're also looking at our self-worth. What do we think that we're worth? Do we base our worth off of other people and what they think of us? Do we base our worth on how much money that we make or what properties we own? How do you get your self-worth? And what does it mean to you? Are you thinking about making a big purchase? And if you are, is it the right time? Or are you doing it for the right reasons? So another question is, are you being impulsive? So you have to think about it, step back, take a breath, and really assess your possessions, what you are desiring in the physical, tangible world, and if you're doing it for the right reasons, and if it fits and suits you right now. So this is a good time to break free of our dependencies on others, especially financially. If someone has the financial power over you, it's the time to take back your sovereignty and your individuality and release release any insecurities or issues around your possessions or your lack of resources. If you've been fearful in regards to money lately, use this full moon to manifest abundance and use affirmations to release that which no longer serves you. This is a time where we can move into a better financial cycle because Taurus rules our money and our value and our possessions. Once we get our self-esteem and our self-image up to par, that will directly affect how much money and abundance that we will attract. So this is a time to find balance between how much focus and attention that we've given away to someone else. And now is the time to bring that attention back to our own situations and our own abundance and our own well-being. Open yourself up to be forgiving, not only to yourself, but also to those around you. Now, this is a good time to make a gratitude list and focus on the things that we're really grateful for, and also a forgiveness ceremony to release and forgive those that have left, or you found out something about them, because that's the Scorpio, where Scorpio reveals things, and Mars and Mercury and the Sun are all there in Scorpio telling everyone secrets. And we're getting those intuitive nudges as well. Now, full moons and eclipses in general, the veil is very thin. And so there's a lot of spirits, okay? And we're in Scorpio season. And this is a time where people that have crossover could be coming up in our feelings or our emotions, or we're feeling them closer. And I do believe that when people, let's say, pass over around the eclipse, I think their souls kind of wait for that eclipse portal to open up. And so they go right over. So if someone passed in the last 6 months, then this is the portal in which they might use to exit or go to another universe or whatever there is. That's just what I think. What do you think? Comment below. Now, the affirmation is all of my needs are met and I am worth it. Now, I wanted to read the inside degrees for the Sabian symbol for 5 degrees of Taurus. Tiny porcelain figures of people. Wandering along the forgotten places, you feel saturated with memories and reflections, enchanted and left alone to sift through all of it in your own good time. Subtly and pervasively removed from what is going on around, you are adrift in your own inward pictures. What comes of this is highly valuable or variable. It can be a fertile cycle to melt into the moon and come out refreshed and rewoven. It can be heavily seductive and habit forming, in which case you sink into a world apart and you are really held there in subtle chains. Or it can be a secret doorway into the fairy kingdoms in order to commune with those who animate the elements and the inner worlds. One way or another, it is one of the most regions that you can never navigate through unless you belong there. And if you do, you may be lost there, or you may be found there, with everything dependent upon your heart force and your depth of resolve to stay faithfully with the subtle cues. So that's very, very deep, and I can definitely relate to that Sabian symbol. Now, I already talked about Jupiter, and we have Mars opposite Jupiter. Let me see if I could share. I'm going to share my chart so you can kind of see it, give you a visual. Okay, so here we are. Hopefully you're seeing all of it. Now, this is the chart. So you have the sun and Mercury and Mars all over here. And then you have the moon, because it's a full moon eclipse, on Jupiter. And it's very close to the nodes, but not close enough. And we have this opposition for Mars and Jupiter, where we might, we're reconsidering some things for sure, but we're also digging deep. We want to find out things that our intuition are telling us. So if we're feeling something, we want to get the receipts. We want to get, well, there's Venus, right? We want to get the receipts. We want to know what's really going on, and if our intuition is serving us correctly. Jupiter and the moon together is really optimistic. So like maybe you have optimistic views, or you have upon a person or a situation, but it's slowly evolving and changing, because like you're being shown some things that have been hidden that are now being revealed. Mercury is opposite Jupiter, and they're all just having conversations that when you have direct contacts like this. So Mars is conjunct Mercury right here, and that's our communication. And it will be more sharp and to the point and raw and aggressive. So be mindful with your mouth and your words before speaking, because you can create a lot of tension or chaos or hurt feelings or breakups, right? So I will assume that there might be some Freudian slips happening during this transit as well. So our nervous systems might be running on high. So use this energy productively, like go into the gym, go out for a walk, do some art, do some meditations, kind of ground and center. Some really good grounding pieces would be like hematite. And that's one of my favorite, in eating grounding foods, like anything that is grown in the ground, like carrots, potatoes, turnips. Yeah, and I just found out that the carving of the pumpkins, I think, originated in Ireland, and they would carve turnips. And I looked them up, and they were pretty creepy. Very creepier than pumpkins. But yeah, so I digressed. So another thing that's good about having this nervous energy and this more energy is standing up for yourself and those that cannot speak up for themselves. So use this energy to channel bravery and getting more like self-awareness, and also choosing your battles wisely. Now, Venus is conjunct Black Moon Lilith. Venus is conjunct Black Moon Lilith, and it'll be exact on the 29th. So right after the eclipse, the day after the eclipse, Venus and Black Moon Lilith, okay, this is the divine feminine and the dark feminine, which is like, more like, the very equal woman. And she represents the first wife of Adam in the Garden of Eden. Now, after the conversation that Black Moon Lilith had with Juno, which was the good wife, remember the last video? That was the eclipse, the first eclipse. So there's something definitely has to do with Black Moon Lilith during all of this. And it could be even twin flames. So they, because I do believe that Adam and Lilith were twin flames. They're the two originals. And then you have hybrids where they've had children with other children. Like if Adam is having children with Eve, she was not an equal, therefore she's a hybrid. She was made out of Adam's rib. So, with that being said, there's a lot of things that are being highlighted about this independent, dark feminine, the bad wife, okay, is now in conversation with Venus, the goddess of beauty and femininity. And it's merging with this dark feminine. The feminine energy is rising up and taking back its power after being suppressed for decades. It would be like having the good wife and the girl next door having a conversation with a woman that sees the power plays that are happening in their relationships with their masculine and saying, ladies, you're worth a lot more, blah, blah, blah. Having that conversation, like you need to demand more respect and, maybe breaks with, like hang out with your girlfriends, and you don't always have to be home, serving your masculine. So watch out, masculine energy. The feminine is back with double the power and strategy. This signifies a complex, intense blend of energies that can influence your relationships, your self-expression, and your personal values. You may experience a deep connection with others that is both emotionally intense and intellectually stimulating and leading to transformation in your romantic and personal connections. Now, there is an influence that fosters a heightened attention to detail with Venus in Virgo, attracted to organized and refined aesthetics, Taurus. Be mindful not to be too nitpicky in the way, otherwise you're going to get yourself out of relationships, right? So if you're picking someone apart and you're focusing all the negative when this person is a good partner and a good match, but because of your avoidant tendencies, you nitpick them away. That's very Virgo. Okay, I have a Virgo moon. I know this. I do it all the time. And you make things up to avoid intimacy or avoid connection, and you end up pushing good relationships and partnerships away. And those are the ones that later down the road you say, "Oh, I fucked up." So, really, this is the time to wake the fuck up and don't be stupid. Now, embrace the shadow, feminine energies, and its empowerments. You may explore the depths of your innermost desires, embracing your sensuality and reclaiming your personal power by acknowledging and integrating aspects of yourself that have been repressed or overlooked. And lastly, transformation of relationship dynamics and values that could be profound shift in how you perceive and prioritize your relationships, leading to a reevaluation of your values and a deeper understanding of the importance of authenticity and emotional connection. So, whoa, the hell's going on? Hold up. I think my electricity just went out. Oh my God, the electricity just went out. How scary. The hell? It's okay. You won't be able to see me, but I'll continue talking. Oh shit. Okay, it's back on. Okay, now it's off. And how you perceive and prioritize your relationships, leading to a reevaluation of your values and a deeper understanding of the importance of authenticity and emotional connection. So I just had to repeat that. So we're integrating practicality, emotional depth in our relationships and our self-expression. We are being asked to embrace these transformative energies that Venus and the dark moon Lilith are offering to foster a deeper understanding of our emotional needs and cultivate authentic connection with others and embark on a journey of personal growth and self-empowerment. How awesome is that? This is a very powerful, sudden awakening type wrap up full moon. It's really something. Now, we have the moon conjunct Uranus. Wait, well, that's the next day. So this is the 29th, the day after this eclipse, which is Sunday. And after the eclipse, we might be having an emotional shakeup. Okay, there could be some unexpected feelings coming up about a relationship or the lack thereof, or, you know, maybe relationships that have ended, or healing around our value and what things that need to be worked on or worked through or even eliminated in our work or health and career that is getting in the way of being our true, authentic, powerful self. Overall, expect the unexpected, emotional unpredictability, desire for emotional freedom and independence, and may find new ways to communicate our feelings and needs to foster a more authentic and unconventional approach to nurturing our emotional needs. You may feel that the way that you have been asserting yourself in relationships is not working for you, and you are deciding to take a more unconventional approach, one's outside of the norm for you. And this transit signifies an emotional awakening. Wake up, wake up. I'm in the dark right now. Yeah, I was talking about that black Lilith energy and the freaking electricity goes out. Oh my God, now I'm just a creepy blob, a black blob. Well, I can't really do the card reading in the dark. I can't see anything. Let me get maybe a nightlight or something. All right, guys, it's definitely going to be a very interesting full moon eclipse. It could be a little scary because we don't really see what is going to happen on the other side of this eclipse portal because we are in the cocoon as we speak. Okay, so Sunday is going to be, the 29th is going to be a very crazy day because there's going to be some shifts and some changes happening that we weren't expecting. And this could even be in our government because, you know, most of the people in office right now are Scorpios. Kamala and Biden and Kennedy, they're all Scorpios. And, you know, Trump is the very different one, the Gemini with the Leo rising, and he is an eclipse baby. He's a Sagittarius moon. So I wonder what's going to happen. Is he going to finally kick the bucket? I mean, what the hell's going to go on? I don't know. I'm really feeling that something big is going to happen in the US with our leadership, our leaders. Yeah, so just take this time to appreciate what you have, to enjoy the simple things in life, like a good company, a good conversation, a candle, glass of tea, a nice walk, smell the flowers, pick some herbs and dry them. I'm drying flowers, flower petals. I'm gonna Mod Podge them on a pumpkin, you know. Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, my next paint and sip is November 5th at William Welch Wines. It's going to be a beautiful eclipse. Picture, it's a big moon with a little bonsai tree on a cliff with some clouds. And then I'll have another one in Crockett on November 17th, and that will be a all-woman's self-love moon cycle painting. So you can either bring your own moon blood or you can use my paints. It doesn't matter, to just represent what femininity is for you. And yeah, that should be fun. I also made a fresh batch of Magic Moisture. I added some very, very expensive and good essential oils and oils to the ingredients that we had already had and just added more awesomeness along with the rose hip seed oil. And yeah, I'm selling them on my Etsy, and the price is risen from $33, $35 to $60 because I'd spend a lot of money on all this more fancy stuff because I'm getting older. So I have to change the ingredients to be more powerful and strong. So I age beautifully, darling. Okay? All right, well, thanks for joining. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. If you'd like to comment what you were for Halloween, that would be so much fun. I'm going to be Wonder Woman because I've had so many people say that I look like Wonder Woman, and I have this amazing 1970s Wonder Woman comic book that was given to me by a good friend of mine that it was her mother's. So I am planning on being that. And that's another reason why I dyed my hair red. But shortly after this Halloween eclipse, my hair is going to its favorite winter color, black. Well, peace out, your Lucid Living Coach. Hope to see you at the Paint and Sip, November 5th at William Welch's Wines. If you'd like to join, please Venmo $55. Includes your first glass of wine to Lucid Living Coach on Venmo, or you can use my phone number to pay through Zelle. Just make sure to message me and tell me to put you on the list. All right. Love you guys. Bye.